So now here we have the first question, that is question number 25 of part A2 of the paper. As I have earlier told you that this part of the paper was consist of the question in which more than one option was correct. So in such type of question, our work actually increases a bit, because now you have to look for all the options and you have to see that how many options out of the given options are correct. Okay, so this question is basically talking about the magnetic field. This says an infinitely long conductor, when carries a current I, produces a magnetic field B around it. If such a conductor is placed along the x-axis, then the magnitude of B at a distance r is given by this relation. Okay, so the relation is mentioned to us in the question, that is mu naught by 4 pi into 2I by r. Actually the formula is mu naught I by 2 pi r, but here they have written it as mu naught 2I upon 4 pi r, because the value of mu naught upon 4 pi is given to us as 10 raised to the power minus 7. So they have already given you the values. The best part of this question was the formula is also mentioned in the question. Okay, the following figure shows such an infinitely long conductor placed along the x-axis which is carrying current I, and B at S is 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 4. Okay, so you are given the magnetic field at this point S. At this point S, magnetic field is 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 Tesla. What is going to be the value of this magnetic field? Mu naught upon 4 pi into 2I upon r. Okay. Now they have given us r as 1 centimeter. R is 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter means how many meters? That means 0.01 meter. Okay. Now the value of mu naught upon 4 pi is 10 raised to the power minus 7. 2I upon 0.01 meter. Let's substitute the values again. Let me just write down the solution for you guys. Okay. So when I will write down the solution, B is mu naught upon 4 pi 2I by r. So this is 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 4. This is the magnetic field that is given over here. Okay, will be equal to 10 raised to the power minus 7 into 2I upon 0.01. So this 2 and 2 get cancelled out with each other. Okay, so I will be come out to be 10 ampere. So if you have a closer look onto the question or onto the option, option 1 says I is 10 ampere. Correct? This is the correct answer. Moving on to the next option, as I have told you, more than one option may be correct. The number of electrons transported across cross section of the conductor during 1 second is 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 19 electrons. Okay. How we are going to calculate that? See over here, I is NE by T. Number of electrons into charge on 1 electron. Now T is 1 second. So T is 1. N into 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19. And that will be equal to 10 ampere, because we have calculated the current to be 10 ampere. So N will be 10 divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19, which is 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 19 electrons. Okay, so it means option B is also correct. So 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 19 electron. This is also correct option. Third option says the direction of current is from x2 to x1. See how you are going to get the direction of the current. This particular question says the value of the magnetic field at S is this, and the direction is also mentioned in the question, which is directed into the plane. So bacha, if you just place your fingers going into the plane, you can see my thumb is pointing in the direction from x2 to x1. Okay, so the current is going from x2 to x1. So option C is also correct. Okay, so option A is correct, option B is correct, option C is correct. Option D says the electrons will flow in the direction x2 to x1, which is absolutely incorrect, because if current is in the direction x2 to x1, electrons are going to flow in the direction x1 to x2. Okay, so this is incorrect. So out of the given 4 option, option A, option B and option C, all these 3 options are correct out of the given 4 options. Okay, so I hope this question is quite clear to you guys. Now let's move on to the last question of physics for our discussion, that is question number 26. So here I have the question number 26, which says the ratio of the charge of an ion or subatomic particle to its mass is called the specific charge. So we are given here what is specific charge, that is the Q by M ratio, charge to mass ratio. Okay, we need to find out the correct options actually. So this says the SI unit of specific charge can be written as ampere second per kg. But you see, Q by M, what will be the unit of mass, kg? Charge can be written as current into time, so that will be ampere second. So option 1 is the correct option. This is correct. Let's have a look on to the second option, which says if all the isotopes of hydrogen are ionized, then tritium will have least specific charge among them. Specific charges charge to mass ratio. If we compare the charge to mass ratio of the 3 isotopes of hydrogen, which is protium and deuterium and tritium, out of these 3, the mass of tritium is more. Okay, so as the mass is more, so its specific charge is going to be least, and hence this is also correct. The third option says specific charge of an alpha particle will be greater than that of electron. But alpha particle is helium 2 plus. Okay, so it has the charge 2e, that is twice the charge on the electron. So it has more charge than the electron. But if we compare the masses, because what is specific charge, that is the charge to mass ratio, so we have to look into or take into consideration the mass factor as well. The mass of the helium, that is alpha particle or helium 2 plus, is 4m, where m is going to be the mass of the proton. Okay, and we know mass of the proton is more than the electron, and hence it is going to have the less specific charge than the electron. So this option is incorrect. Let's have a look on to the last option, which says the specific charge ratio of electron is 1.75 into 10 raised to the power 11 coulomb per kg. The charge on an electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19, and its mass is 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 31 kg. When you will find out the ratio, you will see that this will come out to be the correct answer as well. So out of the given 4 options, you can see option A is correct, option B is correct, as well as option D is correct. Okay, so with this we have came to an end of our discussion of the physics part of IOQJS paper. We were taking up the code 51 for our discussion. I hope all these questions are clear to you guys. I hope these video solutions is gonna help you a lot. Now if we talk about the difficulty level, see, if you just compare to the previous year papers, this paper was really simple. None of the questions were, I'll say, the most difficult one. All the questions were easy as far as the physics part is concerned. So I hope your paper went well, and I just want to wish you a very good luck from the entire Akash family. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.